K. Fill in the middle with an A. It's Carlos and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. I was just frontin'. You know I want you, babe. You know I want you.
So for those who don't know,
Oh boy.
Carlos is now a downtown kid.
Downtown kid in living and doing downtown shit.
Well, he's not living down here yet.
Well, not.
But pretty much.
Well,
Pretty much.
3 days of the week.
3 days a week,
Yeah.
staying out late.
Well,
He's got stuff to do the next day,
that's right.
but he's staying out late.
That's right.
Downtown. That is the epiphany of a downtown kid.
Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
man. It is only a matter of time until you move down here.
Well, I mean, let's not get carried away now. You know, it's interesting to live here.
When I first started my career and I was at King and Spadina 5 days a week, it's
Yeah.
funny to even say that.
Yeah.
5 days a week in the office
When that used to be a thing.
when that was a
Remember
thing.
when that was a thing?
Crazy before COVID.
Yeah.
And I would be going out Thursday and Friday. Sometimes Wednesday, depending on who wanted to go out.
Mm.
But yeah, crazy. You know
And
what I
now
mean?
Look at me.
This is Carlos
Look at me.
now.
Look at me. I'm going out drinking excessive amounts of alcohol on a weeknight.
Damn. What downtown does to you, man.
Yeah. It changes you.
The proximity is
It
something.
makes you, something about a girl in a sudden dress makes you want to drink alcohol. You know?
I'm telling you, man. You got to be out and about.
Lord.
Out and about all the time.
That's sad. Sad. But you know what? If that's the lifestyle, I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Yeah, I get it.
You know?
I get it.
Why'd you stare out the window like that?
I don't know. There's some nice stuff out the window. It's a beautiful day
And
today.
it made you look like that?
Beautiful day today.
No, you're
You
an
know.
odd bird, pal. You're an odd bird. Well, going back to our previous episodes, we talked about that story about the windstorm and our third co-host.
Yes.
After a few weeks, it's been the second week now since I've seen our third co-host, and he's racist to black people now.
Something about the tree made him
Something
racist
about
to
it,
black.
he's just like, you know what? He was stuck on that tree, and he's like, I hate black people. Do I? Do I?
So
But,
weird because I liked them before.
You know, he was nice. You know, everything was good, but something changed in me. You know, he just changed up. I literally haven't seen him today. He just went to go hide. And you know what? If that's the fear that I have to instill in him, so be it. Because that's the world for you.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Sometimes
Damn.
the world is Asian
Damn.
because it ain't black and white,
Wow. That was really well said.
right?
Poetic.
Boom. Anywho, young world. I'm Carlos,
And I'm Ryan.
and this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Thank you for coming for another week, another edition, another episode. Are we not 200 yet?
We're at 198.
98.
198.
198.
Yeah.
198.
Yeah, if I have my math right, yes.
So literally this and then the next episode, and then we're at 200.
Yeah, and I don't think Carlos and I have any breaks coming up in the next month or so.
No.
So yeah, we technically should be good to be on par for the next 2 weeks.
Damn.
199 next week, and
Yeah.
then 200 the next week after that.
Wow.
And there's a lot going on this summer.
It's quite a bit going on this
It
summer.
is one of those crazy summers.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
And you know what? I feel it's going to be the craziest. You want to know why?
Why is that?
You want to know why? Do you want to know why?
I'd love to know why.
Well, tell the kids. Say hi to the kids first.
Happy Thursday, everybody, and happy Friday if you happen to be listening on the Friday. Happy weekend if you happen to be listening on the weekend. Carlos and I definitely do appreciate you coming in for another episode with us. 198 episodes is absolute madness. I'll be honest with you. I had doubts.
Okay.
I did not think we were going to make it this far.
All right. Well.
I thought one of us would start hating each other.
Okay.
We both be like, we know where you live.
All right.
I know where you sleep.
Okay.
And we both know where we sleep. And we're still at this together. So,
yeah.
Cheers to 198 episodes. Carlos and I, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And it's gonna be a great summer. It's great. It's flying by this summer.
It is.
It's already July.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Believe that?
Like the beginning of June was super cold.
Yes.
It wasn't that much.
Yes.
My birthday was back in June. Like that literally felt like a week ago.
Yeah. And now here we are.
Unbelievable, man.
Here we are.
Unbelievable.
But you know what? It's gonna be a hot summer now.
It really will be.
Very hot summer.
It really will be.
And I'm not talking about temperature. Let's get into it, Ryan. Let's just jump right into the goddamn news.
Wow.
Let's jump right into the news, Ryan.
Please do, man.
All right?
Please do.
We all know it. But, Diddy got away with it. Diddy got away from the RICO and sex trafficking case.
Absolute
charges.
madness.
Folks, you might think that, no big deal. You have no idea how difficult. I told you the stats. How difficult it is to beat a RICO case in America. A federal RICO case. And he did it. Diddy did it.
Crazy. Absolute
he beat
madness.
a RICO case.
Yeah. Absolute madness.
Huh.
Like, how many other people have beaten these RICO charges?
Not many.
Like, in the world, you know what I mean?
Not many.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what
less than 5% for the past 5 years have won a case. Like
I don't know what the jury was thinking. Did the Crown just not build enough of a case?
It's
you know what I mean?
What happened?
Or were those people in the jury were like, yeah, he's just having freak offs. What's the issue? You know what I mean?
That's
like,
not even the problem, bro.
Crazy.
Listen,
absolute crazy.
So that's it. So even if they have evidence that comes out later on, they can't charge him with it because they deemed him not guilty.
Yeah, man.
It's over with.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Absolute madness.
Oh!
So what was it? The 2 charges out of the 5 was to transport prostitution or something like that?
Yeah, it was basically the Mann Act, so basically transporting a prostitute.
Transporting a prostitute.
Not like across state lines, but literally giving one a ride.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I swear one of the prostitutes came out and said I fully admit that I got paid money to sleep with Cassie.
And yeah,
you know what I mean?
He did.
Doesn't that fall under sort of the RICO aspect that, you know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. It's not enough.
I guess RICO has to be done on a large scale.
Oh, it has to be pretty bad.
Crazy.
Statewise.
Yeah.
It has to be very, very bad.
Wild,
but
man.
he passed it. He
Absolute
did it.
madness.
He actually beat the 2 cases that would have put him in jail for the rest of his life. And he beat it.
Wild.
But now he's still in prison because they denied him bail because they still consider him a violent offender.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
So right now I know they're saying prosecutors are asking him to do 20 years.
For the two charges of transporting.
So he was still guilty for the thing.
Yeah, of course.
So they're saying they want him to do 20 years. We won't know until October, how the sentencing
when they do
will
the
take
sentencing
place.
aspect, yeah.
But the prosecutors are asking for 20 years. It's estimated that he might even do 2 years.
Yeah.
As of right now, he's did 10 months.
Yeah.
So he could do time served, and then from October he can just do a year, and then he'll be out.
Yeah. Honestly.
But, wow.
What?
If you told Carlos a few episodes ago that Diddy was gonna beat this case, I would have told you you're out of your fucking mind.
Who knew, man?
God damn it.
Who knew?
Wow. That lawyer, I swear, he is caking in the dough.
Yeah.
He's the same lawyer that represented Young Thug during his RICO case.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
Freaking. What, 2 years, 2 RICO cases beaten?
That's
one
wild.
federal,
Man.
one
so
state?
Young Thug won his?
He won his.
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
He beat his case.
Damn.
He's
Yeah.
he's living the dream, bro.
Yeah, that guy's gonna be like the most infamous
Oh,
lawyer
absolutely.
for the next
Absolutely.
like decade or something.
He's
Like how
he's on Johnny Cochran levels now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna be making that dough, man.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I had no idea.
I mean,
Who
when
would've
I
known?
read that, I was like, "Are you shitting me?"
Who would have known?
Right? But you know what? I have something to admit too. I too was accused of a crime. Speeding.
You got a speeding ticket?
2
You got
by the
two
city of Vaughan in a span of a
okay.
week.
Jesus. Where were you going to? Where were you going to?
Nowhere, bro. I was just driving.
I highly doubt
But
that.
man, would you just leave me alone? I wasn't doing no shit.
Highly.
They gave me a ticket,
doubt
one ticket for doing 10.
that.
Both tickets, sorry, are 10 over.
Just 10 over.
10 over. And
That's
they gave
so
me
brutal. Because if you're doing 9 over, you wouldn't have got the ticket.
right?
Damn, that sucks, man.
That's fucking bullshit.
They're expensive tickets too.
They're not
It's like
cheap.
$100
It was like, yeah.
Like $100 each.
But you know what? You know what? I appealed them motherfuckers.
Wow,
I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, you know what? No, this is horse shit.
that is crazy.
That's bullshit.
So
Fuck the goddamn speeding camera bullshit. But guess what? It worked. I don't have to pay those tickets.
why is that?
The appeal worked.
Wow,
The appeals fucking worked.
this guy, man.
You know what?
Who did you pay?
Nobody, baby.
Who?
And that's why. That's what I'm saying about this summer. This is crime spree summer. We're committing crime all summer long, motherfuckers. Let's get to this. Let's go. We're speeding. We're committing murder. We're doing extortion.
Wow.
Yo, we transporting hookers, and we're about to get away with it. Burr, 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 burr.
It's like you might as well, man. You might
Right?
as well just start doing some nuts ass
You
shit.
know what I mean? Because everyone seems to be getting away with it nowadays. Shit, bro.
I
Ain't
don't know,
nobody
man.
safe.
Crazy.
I'm telling you.
Crazy.
You believe that? Oh. Damn. Where was he for the R. Kelly trial? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, man.
You're like, good Lord. That
Like-
is, folks, I told you the stats. Diddy had literally less than 1% chance of beating those. And he did it.
Crazy.
He did it. Man, as soon as he gets out, people must be terrified. There's going to be people,
Oh, yeah,
there was,
going into
he had
hiding.
the federal government had employees that worked for him at the time. They testified against him in court.
Wait, Diddy had employees?
And they had to testify against Diddy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like, they testified against him,
Yeah.
and then he gets off. Now they're probably scared for their life
I
in a certain
mean-
sense. Like, for sure.
Shit, bro. The last thing you want to hear is take that, and then boom, there's a fucking garbage bag over
Who
your head.
knows what Diddy's going to do after this, man?
Who
Like,
knows?
who know? Like, whether he's just going to, like, go to jail, do his thing, and then just, like, leave off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think
just
he's
live
gonna
that quiet
attain
life?
I don't think he's going to attain the same type of fame that he had
no,
before.
no. Like, honestly, it's. I wouldn't say the word unfortunate, but like, let's say for example, if you did nothing wrong, and then you get off scot-free,
Yeah.
your image is tainted
Yeah.
from that forever,
I think
realistically,
so,
right?
yeah.
So it's like there's so many different cases where people are wrongfully accused. They go through the whole like legal aspect of it. They win, and just by going through that case will ruin their like livelihood or their likelihood.
Like O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
What?
Wow.
Hey, what are we doing? Are we going to talk about it?
Crazy.
Let's talk about it.
Crazy.
He won his case fair and square. He was innocent. He didn't do it.
Tell me who doesn't have some bloody gloves?
You know? What about a fucking blood? It didn't fit.
The glove didn't fit.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. That's what Johnny Cochran said.
Crazy.
Let's talk about it.
Crazy.
Johnny Depp even. Like he's not in.
Oh yeah. He's
Big
not in
movies
movies anymore.
anymore,
Like, absolute
It's
madness.
just it's the at the end of the day, it's the jury of your peers that is really what really, especially to the celebrity. You know what I mean? It's not, regardless of if you're an innocent person, just the whole thing is just,
Yeah.
ruins you. It can just the whole rumor going around, people thinking, I still think he's guilty, or I don't know if he's innocent.
Oh yeah, like when he was, well, like at least when the verdict came out, Reddit was blowing up. Like every single Reddit out there
for Johnny's or
was
Diddy?
For Diddy.
Yeah.
Like lately, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, man, like the whole world knows about it.
Yep.
You will forever be judged, at least for the next like couple of years, because people are gonna keep bringing it up.
Absolutely, bro. Listen,
it's wild.
Here's the thing: even if he got away with the RICO thing, if he came up to me and said, "What's up?" there's no way I could take a dude seriously where he had a prostitute have sexual intercourse with his girlfriend and then rub the finishing product on himself. I can't take a dude like that seriously.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. You're like, hey, look, I don't. Regardless of criminal activities and what you're a part of, with that, you know what I mean. You're innocent of that. Cool, but it was stated in court. It was stated in court that you did that ish. So the whole, come on, brother, be better. He's a cuck. He's a literal cuck. It's testified in court.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. Everyone's got their thing going on.
You can do whatever you want on your time. That's up to you.
I'm just
but
so
that's
shocked.
the whole thing. You keep it private. It's nobody's business. But
I'm
why
shocked.
do you make everybody's hey, he did
I'm
it.
shocked.
Are we allowed to listen to his music again?
Oh, I've been listening to his music
my
still.
days.
So
Oh my days.
the
You're listening to
the divide from the character or the artist and the person. Diddy is a form of art.
Oh boy.
Not everyone likes the art.
Right. It's
Not everyone agrees with the art.
Right. You know,
But you can still look at the art.
you can still appreciate the art a little bit.
Yeah. The person who painted the art may be an absolute monster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A
Like
vile
how me
human
and
being.
Carl make this podcast. Me and him are absolutely terrible people.
Horrible. Disgusting even.
But the podcast might be appealing.
Right?
So I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, wild, man.
Wild.
What a wild case.
Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, here's to hoping that anybody that was affected by this case is not really, they don't get ratatatad.
That would be extremely interesting.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's just going to lay low.
I think so,
I would
too.
hope he would lay low because that would just be a dumb move on his part. But who knows? His emotions, apparently, it was testified in court that his emotions get the best of him. So,
Hey, man.
hey, man, indeed.
Like,
Hey, man.
I'm so on the fence now, like, about that
About what?
situation. Like, it was like, man, it's just crazy to me how he got away, you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely nuts. And, like, I have to admit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping that the jury did their job, you know, the court, the judge, the lawyers, they did the best of their abilities, and they couldn't prove that he did anything towards racketeering.
Right.
Like, I have to give it to them, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as crazy as Diddy's lifestyle is and all of that, and the person that he is, and the sort of testify, like the confessions from these people that came to testify against Diddy, and like how nuts all of that is. Hey, he beat the case, man.
He did it.
He beat the case. They couldn't find enough of a proof that he was doing. You know,
And the whole point of the RICO by the federal government is they find everything.
Yeah. Like, they thought that they had enough evidence on him to even charge him with RICO, right? Like,
they will never go through with it if they didn't have enough.
Like, there's not, like, judges and all that kind of stuff just being, yeah, we're going to charge him with RICO, like, for the hell of it. Like, me and Carlos could be going to sell, like, nickel dimes on the street. They wouldn't be like, okay, we're charging Carlos and Ryan with racketeering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't do that.
No.
There has to be
it's not even
enough
close. They have
proof.
to have proof.
Solid evidence on there.
Witnesses,
Yeah.
people willing to testify. They have to have video evidence. They need everything.
Who signed off? You know what I mean? Like, absolutely
God
crazy.
damn it.
Who signed off?
You know, because now, like, if proof comes out later, that's it.
Yeah.
Done. They can't charge him again.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Wow, the U.S. government. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey,
Thanks a lot.
I'm so on the fence, man, because I've had so many like conversations in the past being like, Diddy's a monster. You know what I mean? Like, Diddy did this. Like,
Yeah.
there's evidence of him beating the shit out of Cassie.
Video.
Like all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
like you hear about like him paying off the hotel,
Yeah.
about like hiding the video, and then him
Yeah.
like doing all this bad stuff. And it's like, I guess even if he got scot-free from the racketeering and the RICO charges,
Yeah.
it doesn't make him any better of a person than he actually was.
No,
You know
let's
what I
be
mean?
clear. Listen, regardless if he got away with those things,
Yeah.
his bail was denied simply because of the actions that took place with the Cassie video,
Yeah.
evidence of him threatening people, all of that. Look, he's not charged with beating up Cassie. He wasn't charged with that.
Yeah.
He's not. That was
Which I'm
never the
surprised
case.
about.
Well, Cassie sued, and then they settled out of court.
Yeah, in civil.
So
in civil court.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
they can't charge him for that. But when bail comes in, they take everything into account.
Which is super weird because like
it is odd.
in I'm pretty sure in Canada, and like correct me if I'm wrong for any of the lawyers out there, and I probably should know this because I do have a bit of a legal background, but if you do something wrong,
Yeah.
you can be charged by the police, and so like the government can then charge you, and you can still be sued in civil court as well.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So like if you think about car accidents, like
Yes.
right, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can get charged with reckless driving
Right.
because, or like I don't know what the other charges are, but like bad driving, making a left on the wrong, like a wrong
If you're
left,
drunk driving on
drunk driving, like DUI, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you get a criminal charge for what you've been doing.
Right.
And then if, let's say, for example, if you've like injured somebody
Yes.
in the long term, they
Yeah.
can come and sue you as well for that
Absolutely.
same case.
That is true.
So it's like, why is it in the States if a civil case like takes over, then you can't be sued, or
by the
you
government.
can't, the government can't come in and charge you with something that you're doing wrong.
State, yeah.
Like that's backwards in a certain sense to me. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense to me. It's like you should be, charged to the full force of the law. Just because we're giving Cassie $20 million or whatever the amount was, doesn't mean like what you did is right. Like you can't just go around beating people up and then paying them afterwards. You know what I mean? That's what sets the bad precedent. Because like that's pretty much what happened. Like he beat the shit out of this girl, his girlfriend. His girlfriend sues him, gets paid $20 million. The American government's like, well, now she got paid $20 million, so we don't have to do anything. We don't have to let anything do. It's like, no, he should have served his time for the assault, realistically, right? But it's like that's the backward aspect of the legal system in a certain sense, and that's why.
Do you think if Cassie didn't go for the civil, he would have lost the case in court?
It could be. It could be. Like,
it would have been very, very damning evidence.
That's clear cut evidence.
Yeah,
like him, like dragging her by the hair, like dragging her out of the.
The jury would have just like roasted the shit out of him because of that. Absolutely.
Like there wouldn't have been any way around it. But it's like I think it sets a bad precedent for the legal system and like your society in general. Is that so long as we have money to pay, then we can do technically whatever we want.
Yeah.
I can go beat up my wife. I'm not doing that. But if I pay her $10 million at the end of the day and she agrees to it, then technically nothing happened, but I paid her $10 million.
You walk
like
scot-free.
that's a crazy precedent to instill in society, and that shows in this case, you know what I mean, in a certain sense. So like Cassie gets made out to look like the bad person in a certain sense for some people, because some people will be like, well, Cassie got paid, so it's fine, you know what I mean? But there's the other aspect of it that, I agree a little bit more with, that she was a victim in a certain sense, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's such a tough situation, and like, I'm really, really shocked that Diddy got away with it. But like, you know what I mean? The legal system did their best and they couldn't do it against him. So like, good for Diddy, I guess, in a sense. Like, even though I don't agree with what happened, but
happy for the family, I guess.
Like, crazy.
I mean, his kids got to see the dad, I guess.
Yeah, the kids got to see the dad. Like, the Diddy has a lot of fans. Like, it showed for the people that were outside.
By the way,
crazy.
Speaking of your thing, I'm really glad you brought that up. I only thought I was gonna do one some people's kids, but I need to do two. To the fans that are supporting Diddy, I get it. You want to support him? That's nice. Baby oil rubbing, not okay. Not fucking. Oh my God, that is gross.
I don't know.
Why on earth would you celebrate that way when he got? Come on, bro.
I don't know. It's definitely like a shot at the DEA or whatever, like the crown and the government. Be like, yeah, you couldn't get away with it. We're gonna start pouring baby oil.
But there's better ways to do that. Don't start rubbing this shit on yourself.
I don't know.
Huh.
Crazy.
Gross. Some people's fucking kids.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty. But I will say the Johnson & Johnson stock is going to fucking go up. So if you guys want to invest, do it now because
it's super interesting to talk about like the people that are so invested in these cases that they're willing to go
line up, sleep intense.
Yeah,
the night before.
for celebrities in that perfect sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it always even the Johnny Depp case, they're constant fans.
So then we talk about going back to like the Ted Bundys, like the what's that other dude, the Night Stalker, like how they're considered good looking in certain sense, and then there's people out there being like, oh, they're innocent, like they didn't do it, this and that,
sending nudes.
You really gotta be like out there to be a person that really is truly involved in that perspective for somebody that you don't know. Like, everyone knows I'm wearing a Lupe shirt right now. You know what I mean? And if Lupe went through some sort of civil court case or some criminal court case, I would not show up to this court. I'd be inside trying to defend his ass.
He ain't do shit.
Yeah, he ain't.
God, it's the third Ryan, get the fuck out of here.
That's Ryan with a mustache.
Oh, Jesus, Ryan.
But
Ryan, stop wearing a gun. I know that's you with the top hat and the trench coat. Get out of here.
Crazy.
Jesus, Ryan.
Different outfits.
Whose shoulders are you standing on? Ryan, get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, my God, man. But yeah, that type of person is
very
something else.
Yeah, you don't got jobs. You know
I don't
what I
know,
mean?
man.
You got like
they took off their paid vacation to
you
go.
got like for that. Like, what is that? Like, listen, I get it.
Know.
You're a fan of the person in there, but I mean, what is that gonna do for you? You don't get that time back.
I don't know, man. I truly don't know.
And so I'll talk about some people's kids. I'm gonna read you basically talk about it. Are you familiar with the actress Charlize Theron? Charlize Theron.
Yes,
did,
but I can't name
the
any.
Monster. She was in the movie Monster about the woman that was a serial. What other movies was she in? She's a very famous celebrity.
Wasn't she in Mad Max?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, I can't name any other movies that she was in.
She was in Mad Max. But,
I like her though.
Very, very attractive. 49 years old.
Yeah.
And is single, divorced. And she was on a podcast recently talking about how her single life is going, and she said a quote: "I've probably had 3 one-night stands in my entire life, but I did just recently fuck a 26-year-old, and it was really amazing. I've never done that, and I was like, oh, this is great. Okay."
That's hot, man.
Now here's the deal.
That's hot.
Charlize, you're a mother, all right? You're on a podcast, and your children is probably gonna be listening to this, okay? And you are a celebrity, okay? You have fans that are listening. Even your kids are listening, and you're an inspiration to these people. And that's talking like, and you talk like about you fucking 26-year-olds. Here's the deal. I'm not judging you for what you said or how you said it. My whole thing of why I'm giving you some people's kids is, why couldn't the 26-year-old be me? You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm not 26.
Charlize,
what I'm saying is,
what are you doing, girl?
I'm closer in age with you. I'm closer in age.
Could've
You're
been
South
me.
African. I'm African. Keep it in the nation, baby. What's going on?
Could have been you, man.
It could have been me.
Could have been you, man.
It should have been me.
Could have been you, man.
It should have been me.
That's crazy.
What's the
I love
deal?
that. Yeah, you do you.
You do you.
But
do
it could have
you.
been Carlos.
That's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm not judging you for what you said. That's not what bothered me. You're an adult. You have the more freedom to do whatever the hell you want.
We're gonna DM Charlize Theron on Instagram.
Skippy. Like, why not me?
And let her know.
Why not me?
That it could have been Carlos. Should have been Carlos.
Should have been Carlos. That's the title of our episode.
Yeah, should have been Carlos.
Should have been Carlos. Damn it.
Yeah.
It should have been Carlos.
Damn, I never would have thought Charlize Theron would have been on some people's kids though. Never.
Yeah,
Never.
That,
from the 190 8 episodes that we've done.
Yeah.
And when we introduced some
Yeah.
people's kids, I feel like 100 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I definitely did not think that would happen.
Between the Diddy and the Charlize Theron thing, what's the most shocking? What's more
definitely now that I'm hearing it, the Charlize Theron,
right?
man.
Because it's just
You know what I mean?
Charlize Theron cannot do any wrong.
No.
She's good people,
Mm.
you know, great actress.
Yeah.
But she did me wrong today,
Yeah, she definitely did.
and she did.
Who knew?
When she was supposed to do me right,
Who knew?
I could have done her right,
Damn.
but she didn't give me the goddamn opportunity.
Damn.
And that's why, Charlize, you're on some people's kids.
Congratulations.
Nothing but love, though. We still love you.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely watching her movies.
You know?
100%.
She recently had a movie that just came out on Netflix.
No idea.
Old Guard 2 is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
I watched the first one. It was all right. It was okay. But I mean, if you're into it, it's a sci-fi-ish. Like I know you're not into that stuff. So but again, for all of you out there, Old Guard 2 is out now on Netflix.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Shout out to you, Charlize.
Yeah, shout out to you, Charlize.
Could have been Carlos, man.
Should have been Carlos, really.
Damn.
Anyways, we'll be right back. We got a video.
We'll be back. I forgot to put up a poster again.
You and this damn
My bad.
poster. And we are back.
So we're trying something a little bit different today. Trying to keep it local, you know, because we're definitely boycotting the United States,
All right.
letting Diddy off,
This
deporting all kinds of people.
is his idea.
I'm just kidding.
He just bought something from Amazon.
I'm actually super upset with myself for buying.
You're a
something
slut
from
for
Amazon.
deals.
That's literally the worst.
You
I literally
hoard out. You hoard yourself out.
The
for deals.
dude went out and spent like $20 billion on that wedding in
Yeah.
Venice, and I'm just giving him my money.
Yeah, you just
I'm
you weren't invited, but you know what?
Yeah,
Here's
you know
a
what?
gift.
Here's a gift.
You know what?
That's pretty much what I did.
Enjoy that honeymoon.
That's pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
So thanks, Bezos.
Yeah.
I hope you got to enjoy the wedding, I guess.
You slut. You absolute slut.
God. But this video is about what is overrated and underrated in Toronto.
Basically.
It is parent friendly, I believe.
It should be. It's
City News.
Yeah.
Shout out to City News.
Yeah.
Hoping that we don't get demegged from them.
Oh no, they wouldn't do that to us.
But we'll see.
We know where their office is, so we'll have a conversation.
Wow. But
just saying.
Let's listen into the first couple hot takes.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see ya. It's for Jesh, back with City News 680. What's the most over and underrated things about Toronto? So let's see what we find out.
Most overrated thing, I think, would be the CN Tower.
Yeah? Okay.
The CN Tower. Overrated? Underrated?
Underrated. I'm sorry.
Underrated?
Bro, you just look at it and you don't just get mesmerized every time? Like, how do you get sick of it? What are your thoughts? You think it's overrated? You think the CN
I think
Tower-
this lady's crazy because the
fuck
CN
you.
Tower is
You-
super. No, it is super underrated.
Right?
Toronto isn't Toronto without the CN Tower.
Yes.
The skyline, we probably have and this is us being biased, obviously, but
Yeah.
the nicest skyline in all of North America
Facts.
comes from Toronto.
Facts.
Driving down the DVP is like magical.
Facts.
And I've lived here my whole life,
Yep.
and it's still as mesmerizing,
Breathtaking every time.
breathtaking as it was the first time I did it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, there's
Never
been
a
a couple
dull moment.
times where I've had people that come from out of Toronto, and I would take them on the DVP, and they're like, "Wow, this is the jungle." You know what I mean? This is the concrete jungle
Right.
that everyone talks about. This is Toronto. This is the reason why that's super underrated.
Thank you.
Even like going up the CN Tower was pretty cool too.
Right?
You know what I mean? Taking the elevator,
Yeah.
this and that. Yeah, I think this lady's tripping.
She's on the crack.
She's already on some people's kids.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Crazy.
Wild.
Overrated? Like too many people go to it, it's too talked about, or do you think it's underrated? It's really awesome.
It's beautiful, very beautiful.
Does it get enough love?
Probably doesn't get enough love as it should.
I think
Yeah, legit.
What is the significance of the CN Tower?
Lives up to the hype?
What is the
Right, yeah, I think
significance
so.
of the CN
It's
Tower?
the tallest tower at one point in the world. It was. Now it's just the tallest in the country. Okay, Victor from Vancouver, welcome. Got a great restaurant on it, a 360-degree revolving one. It's got a glass floor.
That restaurant is not good.
I've heard the same thing.
I'm sorry. You cannot convince me.
I've heard the same thing.
Beautiful tower.
Which I'm surprised
Beautiful
about. You
site.
think they would have a good restaurant up
But
there?
no,
You know what I mean?
They don't. It's
like,
not good.
make it more of a destination spot, like
Right.
an exclusive aspect.
Yeah.
If the CN Tower like social media team came out and was like, "Hey, we need to like boost CN Tower sales,"
Yeah.
then like do a good social media thing on like
absolutely.
the food, or like maybe make some cool cocktails,
Get better food.
some stuff like that.
Serve better food.
Like back in the day, and this probably still happens, but I remember one of the legal events that I got invited to was at the top of the CN Tower in the restaurant. I'm like, that's a great, idea. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I don't hear too many things happening like that anymore because it's like, oh, everyone's talking about, oh, the CN Tower food's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just
so
telling you, man.
crazy.
Horrible restaurant though. I'm just sorry.
Did you jump on the glass? Have you jumped on the glass?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All the time.
That's madness.
All the goddamn time.
I think one of these days the blank should go do that skywalk thing.
I'm so down.
We should like
I'm
get the
so-
harness, walk
I
on
am
the side.
So fucking down. You have
That'd be
no
absolute
idea.
madness.
I want a bungee jump.
I think it's like $200 or $300 or
That's
something
not
like that.
bad.
It's not bad. Once in a lifetime experience.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
It's not like we're gonna do it every week.
No.
Just
Tor-
do it.
Toronto's our city.
That's right.
All right, so maybe this is something the
It's
blank
time-
needs
it's-
to take on.
Let's skywalk in it.
Maybe we need to do this.
it's our
skywalk.
goddamn city. Let's fucking skywalk in it.
Damn,
Just saying.
something to do.
It broadcasts radio signals and broadcast signals from the antenna.
Far as I know, it's awesome. I haven't been into it. Far as I know, I like the city.
Good answer. Good answer.
Is it overrated? I mean, it's a neat feature, a unique feature of Toronto, so I wouldn't say it's overrated. It's definitely unique.
The city's got everything. Like I really like the city. I'm from Van, so I say overrated would probably be, I would say, Yonge and Dundas Square. I've been there.
Jeez.
I've been.
Jeez, this guy's like, you come to Toronto,
You're
you say some
gonna
shit like
diss. You're gonna diss it.
Damn.
No.
You don't think Yonge and Dundas is overrated?
Well, I was just there
Sankofa?
today. Funny enough,
Sankofa,
Sankofa Square is
the
what they call
homies.
it.
That's your square.
That is my square now. Apparently, it is my square now. Us Ghanaians, we got it. We did it, guys. We made it. We made it. You know what? We got the most popular freaking square in the goddamn city.
Hey man,
Roof.
I'm hyped.
I agree. It's overrated.
Overrated?
I was just there today, and I walked it.
I think it used to be cool.
It used to be.
It used to be cool.
It used to be.
I think like they used to host like really good events.
Yes.
You know,
It used
it's
to be
right.
nice to walk at night.
Young Street.
Yeah.
Like Young Street was so popular and
Yeah.
so cool at the time. Like with
Yeah.
all the used like music stores,
Yeah.
like all the artsy stuff that was out there.
Oh yeah.
Like good restaurants. There still are some
Yeah.
good stuff. Like the strip clubs, those are iconic.
Mm-hmm.
On
Oh, Zanzibar.
Young Street. Yeah. Like,
Shout out to Zanzibar. I haven't been actually, but
yeah,
I've
me either.
Seen this.
Yeah, me either.
Why'd you?
Never been.
Okay.
I'd,
Alright.
I'd never go.
Are you?
You know, marketing director. I've never been.
All right. You
but,
could really use Diddy's defense lawyer right now, man.
But yeah, no, it used to be cool.
It used to be.
You know what I mean?
It's
now
not
it's
great.
just like a bunch of like crazies.
A bunch
You
of
know what I
buck
mean?
tees and crackheads.
Like it's absolute.
I was
madness.
there, folks. I'm telling. I was there today, and it was packed.
You have like
We had. I saw 2 tour buses, parked right in front of it.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes,
why the
yes.
hell would they come here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like it used to
It's-
be really cool. Like the ads and stuff. It's
Yes,
like really.
yes.
It's don't get me wrong. It's nice looking, but at one point in time, Yonge and Dundas was that spot.
Yeah.
It was a good spot. It was a good
Yeah.
starting point to explore the city. But
our mini Times Square
yeah,
in a sense.
That's
you know what I
sense,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
but
Shout out to DJ Demers. He actually had a poster up on Yonge and Dundas during
did
the
he?
show. Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, awesome.
So one good thing
Good
about it,
for him.
you know,
All
stuff
right.
like that. But
Good,
shout out
good,
to him.
good. But another hot take. It's not related to Toronto. What's the name of that Times Square?
Times Square.
Overrated.
Damn, that's
Overrated.
crazy.
Hey.
I've never been, so I don't
I've
know.
been. I went there, and I went at night. So this was like prime time.
Prime time,
Lights, camera action.
absolute madness.
Absolute madness. I don't even. You know, I'm used to the downtown thing here, so I'm okay with the madness. But just being there, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that magic.
You know what I've heard about Times Square? How like Times Square has that touristy experience
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So like if you're in Toronto, let's say
Mhm.
for example, and you're by the CN Tower, or if you're by Yonge and Dundas, or if you're by, what are some other iconic places in Toronto? I don't know, Scarborough Bluffs.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Center Island.
Yeah, Center Island, like that kind of stuff. There's not really an upcharge of being in that area the way that
Right.
like Vegas is, you know what I mean?
Right,
Or
right,
like
right.
Times Square. But I've heard that all of the bars and like clubs and food places around Times Square are a little bit more expensive than everywhere else in New
Sounds
York.
about right.
Like supposedly.
Yeah.
Like a beer in comparison to like one of the different villages in New York will be like $7, but at Times Square you're paying 10.
Well,
in that perspective.
Here's my one complaint. When I went to Times Square, there was a Scrippers.
Yeah.
I went. I don't care. I'll
Hey,
say it.
Hey.
But
Hey.
we were just chilling on the main floor there, and they offer a lap dance. I say sure. She does it right then and there. I'm like, whoa, you don't go to the back?
Yeah, man.
And I just do too, and the price was insane.
Crazy. See?
It was nuts for two dances.
The tourist upcharge of Times Square.
And it was, mind you, it wasn't even like you didn't even go down the street. It was literally right on the Times Square.
Crazy.
So yeah, no,
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah.
That even if that Scripper story didn't happen, overrated.
Damn.
Sorry, New York.
I can't say anything because I've never been, but
Sorry, New York.
I trust Carlos.
That's just how I feel.
I trust Carlos.
Just saying, I was there.
I've been there quite a few times already. It was sick the first few times.
You've been to Yonge and Dundas Square.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And thoughts on it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Underrated,
Would you take a first date there?
possibly.
I
Fuck
feel like
no.
people from
Stop
Toronto
it. Stop
don't
it.
see
Stop
everything
it.
there
Stop it. Do you know how bad that place smells now? You mean to tell
It's
me
definitely
you're
bad now.
willing to have a romantic moment while someone's fucking?
This guy's face is so good at this stop. That's
He's
funny.
looking at me just like what?
He
it's
said, "What are you about to
that's
say,
a
Carlos?
bad date idea."
What are you about to say, Carlos?
I'm saying if you take your date to Yonge and Dundas, something is very much wrong with you.
Okay.
You are smoking the reefer.
No Yonge and Dundas.
None.
first
Don't
date.
ever take a date to Yonge and Dundas.
Yeah.
That is gross. You imagine kissing a girl for the first time while Buck T's about to fucking inject right in front of you?
I can say that there are some good restaurants around Yonge and Dundas.
Don't get me wrong.
That are good.
Restaurant-wise, like you will never dull moment
Yeah.
there.
But you're not going there as a destination.
No.
No.
Like
Definitely
to
not.
walk there, you're insane.
No. Crazy.
No.
No. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Please, there are better destinations.
Hit Carlos up.
I'm just saying.
He'll know.
I've been around the town. I'm a downtown kid, for God's sake. I know. I drink on weeknights.
Goddamn.
Anyways.
What's to do here?
And what's your favorite place to eat around the city?
Here, places to eat and stuff like that. So far it's been so awesome.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This
Good to
guy's
hear.
just
All right.
tourist.
There's a place in Little Portugal called Imanishi, which is a Japanese place, and that's really great.
Little
and the best thing
Portugal.
about it
Isn't that where
is
you
it
used to
still
live?
has the
Ours is, Little
Portuguese
Italy.
Little
sports bar
Italy,
sign
sorry,
above
that's
it.
Little
So you
Portugal, I
can't
think,
really
is
tell that it's there.
Dundas. West.
So I think that there's just so much underrated locally.
And the most underrated?
Underrated.
It's a great city. Great sports teams, great soccer team as well, I think so. And a great basketball team and baseball team.
We want to see the Raptors basketball court to see the building.
Oh,
Gonna go
father.
inside?
No.
That right there. Ripley's Aquarium. I was there. Overrated.
Wow. That's wild. I still haven't been, so I
Hey,
don't know.
I'm sorry to ruin the dream for you.
Damn.
I was there. It's just too small.
That's crazy.
It's just too small.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Maybe you're just too big.
Well. All right. I mean,
Slanging.
you know how.
But,
I mean, hey, I haven't had any complaints so far. You know what I'm
But,
saying? But hey,
I've heard.
I'm just saying. This is my piece. I went. I just walked. 5 minutes later, I'm done.
Really?
Not worth the
That's
price.
it, huh?
Well, I mean,
It's like
felt,
50
it
bucks.
felt like 5 minutes.
It's like 50 bucks
It's not
to get in
cheap.
there,
I got
right?
a discount too,
Yeah. Crazy.
and it was still a little. Again, it's just not worth it for me.
The one thing I do like about Ripley's is that they do the events, like the
Now,
jazz
hear
events,
me out.
that kind of stuff. I think
If
that'd
I
be
went
fun.
to an event there, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool.
That would
like
be cool.
fundraiser.
Yes.
Maybe like a club night or a
Yes.
bar night. I
That
know they
would
do
be cool.
jazz nights where they'll play jazz throughout the whole place, and you can like get drinks, walk around, hang out. I think that's where the specialty lies with Ripley's, and then Ripley's definitely during the day is way more a family attraction.
Yes.
That kind of
100%.
aspect. Or if you're like, you're interested in fish,
Yeah.
aquatics, that kind of stuff, then great. But
My opinion, go to the zoo.
hey,
That's it. I'm just saying. Toronto Zoo, underrated.
all right. Toronto
ahead.
Zoo's pretty good.
Toronto Zoo's
Pretty
pretty
good.
good.
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's locked.
I would probably have to say High Park.
High Park. The cherry blossoms.
Park.
Okay.
You know what? That's a good answer.
That is a good
I
answer.
respect
I
that.
like
High
High
Park
Park.
is definitely a destination away from the city. So, you know what's crazy? I don't remember what the YouTube video or the guy's called, but I went on this like long tangent the other day about the history of some of these areas. So like Old Roncesvalles, Parkdale, High Park, that area.
Yeah.
Back in like the early 1900s, so like we're talking about like 1920, like 1910, that kind of stuff. That was actually cottage country for people that lived in Toronto.
Oh,
So
damn.
people that had a lot of money, they were building cottages in that area to be around High Park and be around like
Interesting.
Roncesvalles. So if you still walk through that area, a lot of these houses are like old Victorian houses, largely built on large plots of land because that used to be cottage areas. So people
Right.
who lived in like the East End or like where the financial district is as of now, that would be like a day trip to go over there and like be hanging out. It'd be a totally different part of Toronto. It's almost like disconnected in a certain sense. And Parkdale was like super posh, supposedly. There was a lot of like things to do for families, that kind of stuff. A lot of rich people lived in Parkdale at a certain time. And then it's total opposite now because Parkdale is known to be like, the community feel, but definitely more poverty, this and that. Yeah, but super crazy. So I can fully agree.
big.
High Park is great. It's like one of the green spaces within Toronto that needs to be kept and protected by all means.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Good.
I like that.
Well, let me ask you. Trinity Bellwoods.
I still say underrated. I love Trinity.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like Trinity Bellwoods because it's just like, it's a big park.
Oversaturated.
Oversaturated. There's thousands of people there.
Yeah.
Like our marketing director, even though she's not here right now, she would definitely say Trinity is overrated. Like the cherry blossoms, how many people there on the weekend. It's absolute madness, but I love that. I love that for the city. There's not enough green space in that perspective. So like when we have these concrete jungle aspects of Toronto, they go to green spaces like that, and Trinity is tons of fun.
Fair.
Tons and tons of fun.
Fair.
So.
City parking.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. City
Horrendous.
parking is absolutely terrible. Traffic, absolutely terrible.
Horrendous.
Absolutely terrible.
Not
It's a
even.
biking city.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
It is a walking and biking city.
Take a bus or bike.
You know what I mean? Like that's the crazy thing. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I started biking
You have no
myself.
reason to drive over here.
Yeah, there's no reason.
No reason whatsoever.
Like take an Uber.
Yep.
Take a taxi. Take
Yep.
the TTC.
Yep.
Honestly, like I know that the TTC gets a lot of bad rep.
Sure.
But I had a couple of colleagues from Saskatchewan come in the other day, and they were like, "Man, like the TTC's so sick. Like it's so sick that I can go from like literally the bottom of the city, Union Station, all the way to like Vaughan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like air conditioned and like
Yeah.
there's some sketchy people on it,
Sure.
but like just to be able to travel throughout majority of the city so easily is absolutely amazing. And like you can
we
go
take
to
that for granted,
you know what I mean? We do. Like you can go to Midtown, you can go to the East End, you can go to the West End, you can go to the beach.
That's right.
You know what I mean? There's so much accessibility by the
Airport.
TTC. You can go to the Pearson Airport, exactly. Like there's so much to the TTC, and I know yet again they get a really bad rep for all the delays.
Yeah.
People who happen to live here. There's absolute some fucking nuts people on the
Sure.
TTC.
That
but,
happens.
We definitely take it for granted on our end because places like Saskatchewan, places like Edmonton, places like smaller cities like Manitoba, they don't have
Not at all.
They have buses probably, but other than that,
subway system. Nah.
yeah, there's no subway system for them to be easily accessible to get around. So it's like, hey man, go a little bit easier on the TTC. Yes, there needs to be improvements, but Definitely.
Nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
Nothing's
Definitely
perfect.
underrated.
Okay.
Underrated comment.
Oh, TTC though. Underrated or overrated though? In your eyes.
I'd still say underrated.
Underrated.
I think it's still accessible. It's still pretty good. And the amount of people in Toronto that rely on the TTC for them to live their regular day is absolute madness. I think like the statistics were like a couple million people take the TTC every day. And it's like for them to do that serviceably and, you know, to have people running, I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Eaton Center.
I'd say it's underrated.
I'm gonna say overrated.
Damn.
I'm gonna say overrated.
Damn.
I have to say overrated.
I think it's great.
Here's the deal. Nice mall. Can get whatever you want.
Wonderful mall.
Good, nice stores. You know, everything's pretty, except for the goddamn washrooms. It is legit a hellhole in there. All right, I can't even pee in there without, you know, turning left or right to ensure that no one tries to stab me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just saying.
I can understand
The
that.
washrooms, they make or break the place.
That's
If
a
your
good point.
washrooms are nasty, that speaks volumes about
That's a good point.
that speaks volumes on your cleaning record there. All right.
That is a good point.
I'm sorry, Eatons. I'm sorry I had to do this to you. Overrated.
But you're overrated.
Sorry.
You heard it here first.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just got here hours ago.
Just arrived.
Okay, well, welcome. All right. Tell us, where have you been around Toronto?
I went to the soccer on Saturday night.
All right. Football.
Yeah, football. I'm going to the baseball tomorrow.
A lot of tourists.
And I've been to Niagara Falls
Well, I
today.
guess that's
What
one
else
of the
are you gonna
crazy
see? What
things
else is on
about
the agenda?
Toronto.
On
Like,
the
you probably
schedule, I
get a
should
lot of
say.
tourists.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I've
I
got a
told you
lot of
about. I
ways to
saw
watch
the
this
tour
week.
buses.
Maybe catch a Jays game. Who knows? Just
Like this guy
day
literally
by day,
just
whatever
landed and
How's
then
your
went out and
experience
bought a Maple
Brilliant.
Leafs.
The watch one with it over the most.
Shirt. Sick.
A Canada hat.
Fell in love with him.
Heard that here first. What do you think about Drake? What are your thoughts on Drake?
Drake.
Is he a good representative for the city?
You paused it.
This will be the last thing we talk about in this segment. I don't need to hear anything else. Drake, overrated or underrated?
You're really putting me on this spot.
I did see that selfie he did with his abs and the bottles of liquor.
Oh my God! Thank God for bringing that up. Oh yeah, we definitely got to talk about that.
I did see that.
Holy!
Is he still underrated or are you overrated?
No, even aside from that, look. Okay, here it is. I'll explain my personal history listening to Drake. At first, I didn't want to give the dude a chance because I'm like, no freaking actor from Degrassi is gonna impress me rapping. Then I remember just chilling at a friend's house. I believe it might have been yours. A little bit from his mixtape started playing, and I'm like, "Who is this?" It's like, it's funny enough, it's Drake, and I'm like, "God damn." You know what? I will listen to that mixtape.
That song's legendary.
Yeah, fantastic song.
That song's like one of the best songs.
I mean, I remember hearing it, I'm like, what? Because there was nothing like it at the time. There was literally nothing like it.
Different sound.
It's completely different.
Kind of like when The Weeknd came into the
That's
the
literally
room,
that's
you know?
how they both are, because both of them, they set their own tone when they started. But anyways, I listened to the mixtape. I'm like, damn, this dude is incredible. This dude might be, because we never had a Toronto rapper reach the heights that we wanted, and I'm like, damn, this could be our guy. Then the rapping started happening, the albums started coming in, and I'm like, this dude is something else. He is a top tier. But I'm not questioning his artistry. I think he's a fantastic artist. I think he's a great singer. I have to say overrated.
Damn.
He's one of my favorite artists.
That is
but
wild.
I have to say overrated.
That's crazy.
It's just his antics outside.
Absolute madness.
His antics, just like I really tried to defend him, but it's tough.
Damn.
You mentioned the recent thing. The apps thing. That I'll go into detail about that after. That is like, come on. But okay. But I'm sorry, I have to say.
Damn. You heard it here, folks.
That's my opinion.
You heard it here.
Don't kill Ryan. If you're gonna kill anybody, kill me.
Damn.
Just
heard it
saying.
here, folks, everybody.
Hey, that's it. All right. We're
Well, Drake, if
continue.
you're coming for somebody, come for him.
You know what? Make that diss record, bro.
We'll be back. And
Ryan was saying some very wild ass shit. Anyways, and we're back.
I'm saying anything.
Hey, you know.
It was the cat.
Oh, Jesus.
Came out here, he's like, yo, meow, meow. And I'm like, yo, man, you can't be saying that.
You need to what the fuck? Will you keep your voice down?
Yeah. You need
Jesus,
to chill on
you
those.
cannot talk like that.
Yeah. It's 2025.
Jesus.
And he looked at us and he's like, yo, meow, meow. I'm like, oh, damn, man.
You know he
Crazy.
has a Hitler stash coming in. Just saying.
Absolutely wild, man.
Just saying.
Absolutely
Just
wild.
saying. Anyways, we are back. All
So
right.
Carlos I brought up a recent Drake event or situation or whatever we want to call it.
Sure.
I thought it was very funny. Carlos has something to say, so we're gonna allow him.
For those of you who don't know, Drake and Kendrick's beef, that was last year. Wow.
Really?
Huh.
Oh, like 2024.
Yeah.
But not like a full 12 months.
No.
Like maybe
really?
10 months since like some of the songs came out.
Well, I think Not Like Us was considered Song of the Summer last year. So hold on, let me look it up.
You know what? Actually, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let me look up the release date. Not Like Us came out May 4th, 2024.
Okay.
Holy
so yeah,
shit.
it was a year ago.
Can you believe that shit?
That's wild, man.
Fuck, man.
Time flies, man.
It's literally more than a year now.
That's crazy.
Damn. Anyway, Kendrick made some allegations against Drake, stating that the man got a BBL, not on his buttocks, but more so on the stomach region.
Yeah.
He got the surgery to give him abs. Now then, a recent picture came up. Drake had just finished a jog, and he took a shirtless picture of himself. I believe Kendrick. I'm sorry. I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way. That does not, to me, does not look like a natural thing. The muscle set does not match.
Okay.
It doesn't match whatsoever. Like if you're gonna build strength like that, like you don't just focus on the core. You know what I mean?
I would think that Drake has enough money to get like the best plastic surgeon ever. You know what I mean?
I get that.
So it's like, it's so weird that a lot of people are calling him out on it, being like, yo, they're actually fake abs because they look fake. But it's like, why would he do that for bad? Like, why would he hire a bad surgeon? You know what I mean?
I don't get it.
Like,
well,
it
I
doesn't
mean,
make
it's
sense.
the same way some of these celebrities, they hire bad dentists for veneers. Some of their teeth is horrendous. I've seen some very horrible veneers.
Yeah, but veneer. Oh, okay.
Like celebrities. I'm talking celebrities that are.
Yeah.
They have some terrible veneers.
Yeah, wow. That's true.
And
That's
they're
true.
like millionaires. They could get the best of the best.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But my thing, brother, what are you doing? You're setting us back.
Yeah.
Like if
overrated
you're gonna be
for
fat,
overrated for a reason.
Yeah, bro. Bro, if you're gonna be chubby, then be chubby. It's okay. I'm chubby. I'm cool with it. You know, Rick Ross was chubby. You know, he's okay.
I think people would like Drake more if he just like accepted himself in that sense.
You know what I mean?
Like if he wasn't trying to act like somebody different.
He's not
pretending.
If he wasn't pretending to have something he doesn't, he'd be okay. But bro, that is peak Toronto man behavior is what you're doing. You are just going on the streets
Absolute
pretending
madness.
to be something that you are not.
It's pretty crazy.
That is, bro, I'm sorry. I looked at that picture. I'm like, man, that those are fake abs. There's no way those are natural abs.
So-
no effing way. You will not convince me.
I think the amount of people that saw that picture of Drake recently and then zoomed in to his abs to see, I'll be honest, I zoomed in, but I was looking at his liquor collection. Just to see what he had in his bar. That's what I zoomed in on. So I don't know anything about. I'm not gonna comment on Drake's fake abs, because I don't know. But he does have quite a liquor collection. So
what are we doing?
I would pan my camera to my liquor collection, but it's almost depleted.
They literally did.
Carl's came here.
The whole purpose was to to leave the bottles there. You know, but the fucking guy just he finished it.
Carlos came here like 2 weeks and there was like a full table of liquor bottles.
And now there's just literally only one, and there's only one full bottle. It's not even full. It's gonna be done by literally Saturday.
But yeah, that's
see why this is why
good
people can't have good things.
But crazy.
You having a liquor collection would be something else. That would be the day. I have to check every bottle. There's a double check like what the length was the day before, and then it'll be over. It'll be over by the week after.
I don't know.
Oh Jesus! You and this alcohol. I can't.
Can't do it.
Anyway, yes. So Drake, brother, you did not have to do that to your stomach. You really didn't.
Yeah.
It does not look great.
No.
Just saying. Speaking of not looking great, let's talk about Jon Jones's legacy.
I was just about to say.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
So supposedly, and I didn't look too much into this because I stopped paying attention to Jon Jones news in general. But supposedly something happened where he like fled a scene recently, like for like a police.
Recently?
Yeah, I think it was in like the last like 6 months or something like that, and that's what kind of forced this retirement. So for those who don't know, Jon Jones did retire.
Yes.
Abruptly,
out of the blue.
And something I was watching on like Reddit where a couple of these videos got reposted of him like, and it could be long ago, I don't know, but they were saying that he fled some scene of a crime, and then that's what forced the retirement aspect on it.
No.
Okay.
Because the only thing I know of that he did flee was a car accident years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He hits a family with his car.
Damn.
And he ran.
Like on his feet?
On his feet.
Like he didn't
drive.
left
his car.
Okay, wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Hearing about that when people do that is absolutely crazy.
It's insane to me.
Absolute nuts.
And that's not the only police encounter that's on video.
Oh yeah, he's had a few of them.
A few.
Yeah.
That's like name me an athlete that has that many and is as big as Jon Jones.
Do you think he has like some sort of form of CTE by any means? Like, because that could be argued, I would say. I think that any like violent sport that you happen to be on, and then like just like people acting erratically, I think that there can be an argument for CTE in some sort of sense.
I would argue BJ Penn has a prime example for someone.
Oh
that
yeah.
Could have, if you,
that's an extreme example. Yeah.
For those who don't know BJ Penn, he is considered one of the greatest UFC competitors of all time.
Yeah, I think like during the early 2000s, he was really big.
Like one of the forefathers of the sport. Like the man he helped put UFC on the map. But his recent social media posts is basically one of the crazy things he is posting videos stating that his mom and his brother are not his actual mom and brother. They are like essentially clones.
Yeah.
And that his real mom
provided
and brother
by the government
died.
or something like that.
And this is genuine. I believe he even got arrested for making a threat towards them because they were clones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that isn't it. Here's the thing. I think I don't know about the CTE thing for Jon Jones because I've heard stories of him being like an absolute prick before he was even in the UFC.
Oh, okay. Like that makes sense.
Yeah. So
I just think like CTE could easily enhance that.
Don't get the gist of it, who may not get the vibe of it now. I don't like Jon Jones. I think he's one of the greatest fighters in the UFC. But personally, I as a person, I don't like him.
Yeah,
he's just to me, in my eyes, he's a piece of shit. He's a phony, and he's very two-faced.
Damn.
This is my honest opinion.
Damn.
As an athlete, one of the greatest to ever do it, hands down. But outside of that, could not care less. That being said, let's talk about his legacy and what he left for the sport. Let's talk about how the retirement came to be. Jon Jones was the heavyweight champion of the world. The belt was in his hands. He defended it twice. Won it once, defended it twice.
That makes him like the baddest man in all the world.
Sure.
Like because he did it at heavyweight, I think, right? So at heavyweight, you're at the highest fighting level, the UFC.
The biggest of the big.
The biggest of the big.
Yeah.
You are fighting at the heaviest like weight, and you have won the belt. That's gotta
right.
like no one in the world is
Yeah.
touching that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's only so many people that can actually hold that like status or
Not too
title
many.
from that perspective,
Yeah.
right? So it's like baddest man in the world.
Yeah. Not too many people can hold that distinction.
Just to give a little bit of scope for people who may not understand like fighting titles or fighting weights or whatever. It's like literally the Mount Everest of the belts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how crazy it is.
That is you're literally you're arguably the best in the UFC.
Yeah.
Arguably. But going on, so Jon Jones wasn't defending as much. In comes Tom Aspinall, another UFC fighter in the heavyweight division. He wins the interim, meaning the UFC heavyweight championship, while Jon is away. So Tom has the belt, Jon has the belt, but only one can be heavyweight champion. Everybody wanted to see the fight. Tom versus Jon. Let's make it happen. Settle it. Who's the best? Who's the best heavyweight in the world? It's a moneymaker. You'll make tons of cash. Put asses in seats. It'll be a great fight. Tom wanted it. Told people many a times, let's make it happen. Let's do it. Jon, on the other hand, iffy.
Crazy.
So Dana's like, hey, I'm going to try and make it happen. Let's do this. You know what? Give me some time. Let's work something out. Then, out of the blue, Dana White is in a press conference. A reporter asks him, like, hey, how close are you to the Tom and Jon Jones fight? Announced right then and there. Actually, Jon Jones is retired. He just called me last night, and, yeah, he's no longer
crazy
heavyweight champion. So Tom
Wild.
is the Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion.
Wild.
Now, people are like, oh, but Jon Jones is the greatest ever. Oh, that won't ruin his legacy. Yeah, it fucking will. My thing is, I understand that you can make an argument for, what's her face? What's her name? Brazilian chick. I forget her name. I think, I hope you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about, yes.
She also retired on her last fight as champion. But my thing is, she fought.
Definitely.
She fought the best. She literally fought everyone in her division and beat them.
Yeah.
That's
undisputed.
That is a champion.
Yeah.
That is someone who can retire because they definitively cleared out. She definitively cleared out her division.
Yeah.
The case in point, Jon Jones only fought three people in his division. Only 3. And the one guy that could have posed a threat to him, Jon Jones retires.
Crazy.
Now, you might even defend him as the best ever, but to me, that's cowardice.
Damn.
That is like who would do that?
Yep.
No UFC champion would do that. If you're in the UFC and people are calling you out, don't make this a politic thing or anything like that. This was strictly about being the best. Who is the best in the world? That was all that is. Jon Jones ducked and he pussed out. That's it. And for anyone that's calling him the greatest of all time, I disagree. I don't think he's the greatest of all time anymore. Yeah. I think that really...
That ruins it.
That ruined. Not even that. The man tested positive for freaking steroids multiple times.
Yeah, that's a major thing.
That's a major thing to remove them from the conversation.
Just to quickly throw in that conversation, I was watching the Tour de France is actually this week.
Oh shit.
I think on Saturday of this week. I think the 9th. Or no, that's Wednesday. I don't know. The Tour de France is within the next week or two or something like that, right? And there's been a lot of talk yet again about like Lance Armstrong. It always kind of comes up every year. Funny enough, like one of Lance Armstrong's partners or teammates at the time that was also doping is now starting a brand new team in the U.S. for cycling. And they're going to try to compete with...
Like he's the coach?
Like he's the coach, yeah, he's the coach. So a lot of people are saying like, oh, like do we respect him or not? Do they tarnish it? And like in other sports, when you get caught with like enhancement drugs, you get brought down, man. Like your status is no longer who you were. Lance Armstrong is no longer even considered in that category. You know
All
what
of
I mean?
his titles removed.
All of those removed.
Sponsorships gone.
Sponsorships gone. Like all of that kind of stuff. And it takes the sport and the people that regulate the sport to come out and really, you know, make that happen from that perspective.
If
So
it
it's
were
like
up to me, if I was the Tour de France for this new guy that wants to coach the team, I wouldn't even let him.
Yeah.
I'd
Like-
ban him from the sport for life.
which is understandable.
Yeah.
Like
My
fully
thing is,
understandable.
they've been asked numerous times, hey,
Yeah.
are you taking drugs? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
If you're gonna constantly deny it, fine. We tested you and you deliberately faked it.
Yeah.
And then further investigation was done, and you got caught.
Yeah. And that's what happened with
And
Jon
that's what
Jones, from
happened.
my understanding
Yeah.
as well, right? So it's really up to the regulators and the sort of governing body of these sports to be able to sort of tear down these people's stature and status at a certain point. And
Yeah.
if they're not doing it, then it's almost like we're like, I hate to bring the J. Cole thing, but like the false idol aspect where it's
Yeah.
like these people shouldn't be represented the way that they're represented, especially if they've been, you know, not following the rules by taking enhancing drugs, like that kind of stuff. It's just not cool. And I understand that there's an aspect where there's almost like the in between the lines aspect for a lot of people being like, oh, like everyone was doing it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's hard to argue that nobody was doing it or there was many people doing it. So it's like we were all on the same level. And if you weren't doing it, then you didn't deserve it at the point in time to get that point in status. But it's like, no, there needs to be rules. There needs to be guidelines. There needs to be this governing body that is going to sort of take down Jon Jones in a sense. And I don't ever want to wish bad upon somebody by any means.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, there shouldn't be people sort of representing him or idolizing him in that
Not at
sense.
all.
When
Not at all.
first off, what Carl's is saying, where he stepped down from that big fight, the biggest fight to give him that status,
Absolutely.
and then also be put on the you know, on the chopping block and being like, man, you've been caught with steroids in the past. It just doesn't make sense from a sports
Not at all.
perspective.
Not
so
at all.
I agree.
Like, look, I'm sorry. Like, you can try and say you can defend. If you're a Jon Jones fan, you can defend him all you want. To each your own. You know what I mean? I get it, but I can't defend a guy that does drugs on multiple occasions, has videos of himself being an absolute fool with the police, and on top of that, he quits like that.
Yeah.
I can't be a fan of that guy.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always been a Daniel Cormier dude. Straight up guy, family dude, an absolute top tier athlete. You know what I mean? A great champion for the UFC. And, you know, you guys call him a pussy because he lost to Jon Jones twice. Keep in mind, folks, the times that Jon Jones was caught with the drugs were the times he fought Daniel Cormier.
Mm-hmm.
Speak about that. Jon Jones knows a threat when he has one.
I think like one of the things that a lot of people forget, and when they're trying to defend some of these people that are doing bad in the industry or doing bad in the sport, is that you're going to be talking about Daniel Cormier for a very long time.
Absolutely.
He's an entertaining guy. He's charismatic. He
currently a commentator.
Yeah, he's a commentator. He'll be an analyst and a commentator for the rest of his life.
Could be, yeah.
Jon Jones is not going to be in that space. Well, I can't say never, but I don't think that he'll ever be back into the UFC in the spotlight the way that Cormier is at this point in time. And it's just one of those things about legacy. It's like you're going to be talking about this person for the rest of your life. UFC and Daniel Cormier are going to be combined together for a very long time.
Wow.
And it's like that's maybe all he wanted.
Folks, I will tell you how much of a... The night Jon Jones got inducted into the UFC, there was a video of him getting arrested, and he went on a fucking absolute... He looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was one of the most humiliating things I've ever seen. That night he got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Crazy.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That really...
Like, was it celebrating? Was it him celebrating?
No,
like
it was just him being ridiculous. Like, he's in cuffs. He's like, how are you going to do this to me? Like, he's like sounding like an absolute child.
Yeah.
I'm black. You fucking... Like, he's banging his head against the car. Like, listen, fine. I get people. Some people can't control their liquor. But most people are not top-tier athletes that were the champion of the UFC at the time. You have, like, you are an athlete. You're a celebrity. You have people that are protecting you. That are supposed to protect you from situations like that. That are supposed to keep you under control and, you know, prevent you from making dumbass decisions like that.
Yeah.
And you still go out of your way. And it's very evident that the guy does cocaine as well. And he still does it.
Yeah.
So it's like, guys, I get it. Jon Jones is a fantastic fighter. One of the best I've seen, but the greatest of all time, especially with all that shit surrounding him. Come on.
Yeah, the GOAT talk is hard.
You can't do that. With me, you can't do that with Jon Jones.
I get it.
You can't. I mean, argue with me about. I could do Anderson Silva, GSP, Cormier, even Khabib, Conor, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, you will never convince me that Jon Jones is the greatest of all time. That's just my take.
Damn.
That's just my take. And some people's kids for John for quitting.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna erase that because I generally don't know. He said he retired.
Whether he comes back, maybe it's different.
Yeah.
But you're putting yourself almost there, John.
Yeah.
So
you're on thin ice.
Yeah.
So I digress.
Damn.
God damn it. God damn it.
So the final question I have for this podcast,
Go
because
ahead.
we've been talking so much about it in the second segment,
Hmm.
is, Carlos, do you care about legacy in any sort of sense? Because I've had a lot of conversations with people in the, before and just in my experience of living. You know, some people really care about that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And
Sure.
for Jon Jones' situation,
Jon Jones really cares about it.
I think a lot of people can sort of reflect and, it's almost like, what are we living for? What do we do here? Why are we on this planet? And a lot of people are kind of like, man, I want to build a legacy, or I want my name to be said at a certain point. I was watching the new Netflix series with Allen Iverson and Shaq. It's called Power Moves, I think, or something like that. And there's a whole segment of him talking about him wanting to have a legacy and to be remembered and that kind of stuff. So now that we're on this topic, I guess to sort of end my point, Carlos, do you care about legacy in any sort of sense for yourself?
Here's a I don't know. Because
I don't know.
I really
I don't know.
I don't know. Here's the thing. That's tough because I could care about legacy, but then when I die, what? I'm not gonna know what people are gonna say.
Yeah,
about
you
me.
won't know.
I won't know.
It's in hopes that everyone else still knows in some sort of
you
sense.
leave a mark. You want to leave. I don't know. That's the thing. If when I die, I don't know if I left a mark. Maybe if I done something that people talk about and I'm alive for.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson got a Thriller album became the most biggest selling album of all time. That must have been a fantastic feeling to live through.
Yep.
So I care about maybe legacy for me towards that. In that aspect, that would be nice.
Something you can experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would care about legacy in that sense. For me. And remember, kids, dreamers are admired. Doers are remembered.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Do you care about legacy?
And that's the episode.
All right.
We'll see you later. No.
Okay.
I've had this conversation a couple times with, some of my friends and colleagues and that kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't think I do.
Okay.
By any means. I think I probably cared about it maybe a little bit when I was younger, because I'm like, oh, I'd be sick to be like the number one in steals for Bakersfield basketball team. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And for everyone who knows, Carlos and I went to the same public school, so Jesus. Bakersfield was our public school.
Steals.
I had Ryan Sand had the most steals in Bakersfield history.
Just goes back one day. It's like the record still stands.
Yeah, the record still stands, man. All right. But no, man, I really don't. I don't think I do by any means. I don't really care about it. I read this statistic, and I know that it's statistics are kind of new in the world in general. I think we've been only really taking down data that is configurable and that you can learn from and analyze probably within the last like couple hundred years. But I think they stated that like after 2 generations, like majority of the time you don't get remembered. You know what I mean? Like I remember my grandparent, but I don't know my great-great-grandparent. You know what I mean? My great-grandparent. I've seen pictures maybe, but like
but then what?
I don't know anything about them. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they've done. They could have been a terrible person. They could have been the most best person in the world, and that gets lost throughout time. Whether it's because human beings just don't prioritize the concept of legacy and status all that much. And maybe we'll start, you know what I mean? Like now that there are things like sports and like Kobe Bryant, like, you know what I mean? Like all of that.
Ancestry.com
Ancestry.com, like all of the data that is being collected as of right now, maybe that does get prioritized over the next bit of time. But I truly believe that like you almost do get forgotten after a generation or 2.
Well, I mean, it depends on like, do you want to be remembered by a lot of people or maybe like the people that are near and dear? Maybe you could have a grandkid in the future that could remember you, right?
That is true.
And be like, he seemed like a cool guy.
Yeah, like I'm with like the concept of our great grandparents. Like, you know, Carl's had a great grandparent at one time. Like I'm sure that at some point in time that great grandparent was like, I hope that my blood lives on in a sense, or my legacy lives on through my grandchildren. Like that kind of perspective I can understand.
Well, I hold on. He beat women.
Oh, okay. Well, oh God.
I'm teasing. I don't know. Like if you ask me for my
his middle name was Diddy.
Yeah. Funny enough, his middle name was actually Sean John. It's from the Sean John. He's from the Sean John tribe.
Absolutely crazy.
Nah, I would even remember my great. I don't even know my great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know mine either.
Know my great grandparents' name. Like,
so it's like in that case, is it something to be cared about? Maybe. I don't personally care about it right now, but I understand why people do.
Sure.
You know, so. But if you have something, don't write it down, man. Like Jon Jones, man, if I could sit down with you personally, be like, man, you can inspire so many young children to like be the best they can.
Yeah.
And to gain the heights of the world and to climb Mount Everest in a certain sense. But yeah, like that's where legacy can be potentialized and be put on a pedestal in a certain sense. But unfortunate, man.
The thing is, with Jon Jones, his worst enemy was himself.
Yeah.
It really was. Like, the numerous story, like, dude, like, it's, well, I mean, it's evident now, but the dude, he beat his wife in front of his kids. And, I mean, like, the dude had his demons. I get it.
Yeah.
But you got to surpass it somehow. Now, I'm not trying to knock him down by saying all this shit about him. I'm just saying this because, you know, as a person, I don't like that guy. But as an athlete, top tier.
Yeah.
But then the one thing as an athlete that would have made him top tier even more is if he had taken that fight. But not only did he back out from it, he dropped out from the sport entirely. And he tested positive for drugs. So how does that make him a GOAT? How? Just saying.
Well,
just saying. Well, we've reached the end of that.
I guess that's it.
And Drake and Jon Jones are probably going to be hunting me down after this episode airs. But you know where to
We've been
follow
talking
us.
about some crazy celebrity stuff. This is like a celebrity episode.
Hey, celebrity
induced.
This is the blank ET or extra, the blank extra. Hey, we're celebrity-esque today. Who cares? But Charlize Theron, call me. Let's
I
you
was
know what
just
I'm saying?
gonna say.
If you want to, broaden your age range on your dating apps, hit me up.
Let them know.
Let me know. I'm here. Yeah, I can. You know what I'm saying? I can make your life better. I can remove you from the list too. I can remove you some people's kids. We can make it happen. But that's it for today's episode. Tune in next week, where we're going to the 199 into the 200s.
Crazy.
And we'll let the magic happen. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. Tell all your friends. Tell all your family. 200's coming. I'm Carlos.
I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. And don't forget, filet.
Peace, everybody.
Bye-bye.